You got next E. Giving all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Rakah Kodash. And this is a video put up by the Young Turks. If I remember, I'll leave the link in the description box. And the title of the video on YouTube is Nina Turner Calls Out Racist CNN Panel. And this was put out on a couple of days ago, January 31st. And you see in front of you, you see this is the beginning of the video. You see a so-called black woman, Israelite woman, was an invited guest on, and she was on the CNN in the past. I remember her face, or maybe one of the other talking head shows. And it says Nina Turner calls out racist panel. It says separated at the border, government facing Thursday deadline to reunite migrant families. Now, when you see, I can't put up the video because you know how YouTube gets with copyright and all that. But I saw it. I checked out the whole video, or actually most of it. It's a little more than 3 minutes long, and she must have got up on the wrong side of the bed or something, but she basically tore into that panel on CNN. And there was an Edomite on one side, and an Edomite woman on one side, Edomite man on the other, and I guess another two were Edomite men. And she just let him have it. And the Edomite woman kind of had a cavalier look, and he said that you're cavalier about this, because they kind of agreed, like, yeah, we agree that this is a racist country, or the beginnings of this country is racist, but we've gone, no, that's bullshit. And then you can see the Edomite woman, she definitely has a cavalier look on her. Now when you look up the word cavalier, it's like a nonchalant, yeah, what, yeah, okay, so what, that type of attitude. You might say, yeah, it was racist, but they had a cavalier look on their faces and in their actions. So I said I'm gonna do a little video on it. And what I thought about, I said Esau doesn't realize his future. That's why I said in the title, you got next E. They don't realize that their future is captivity, hardcore captivity. And this is the real reason why they demonize the Israelites, mainly the one Westers, because we all say the same thing. We all in agreement with this, pursuant to the scriptures, and we all know the scriptures by heart. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. I mean, that's just one scripture. Isaiah chapter 14, 1 and 2. For the Lord will have mercy for Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And it said that we were going to enslave the people that enslaved us. We are going to oppress the people that oppressed us. So what you did to us, and you can't hide your history, you're going to go through the same thing, but only worse. And there's many precepts on that subject. Like I said, we know those precepts by heart. And like I said, this is why they demonize us. The Apostle Paul said in Galatians 4 verse 16, am I therefore become your enemy because I give you the truth or tell you the truth? So when we go out on the highways and the byways and an Edomite roll up and we tell them straight up that you're going to have to go into captivity. And they might say, why? Because you enslaved us. Then they may say, well, those were my foreparents. I didn't do that. But then you go to Isaiah 14, verse 21. It says, ye are your, and you tell them, ye are your foreparents. You're going to pay for what your foreparents did. So there's no way out. And this is why they don't put us on these different news, Edomite-owned news companies, because they're going to have a bad day. And if they do put us on, it's to demonize us. If they're going to put us on, it's to demonize us. The last time they mentioned the whole Hebrew Israelite thing, and by the way, they call us black Hebrew Israelites, which we're not black. And so-called white people are not white, they're red. With different shades of brown, they're different shades of red. The last time that they put the whole Hebrew Israelite thing on and it went through all the different news channels on radio. It's like a campaign against the Israelites. And they used this incident in New Jersey, that this guy was, and the woman was were black, as they call it, black Hebrew Israelites, and they killed the detective, and they killed a couple of so-called Jews, and basically they were talking about even these niggas on these talk shows, and you see these progressive type Negroes that are pro-black. Them motherfuckers are inside. They're all insiders, man. They're all insiders. I was listening to Karen Hunter today, and the whole show is dedicated to, we got to get those jabs. And they had different doctors and Jake doctors and semi-celebrity. I forget the guy's name, but he's a semi-celebrity doctor. And he was going into it, and he was basically cursing Jake out because they don't get it. And he said he got it. Then you got the Tyler Perry thing. He's doing a special if he didn't do it already. I'm going to check it out if it was put up already. But he had an interview with Gayle King, and he said he took it, and it's important for people of color to take it. And they're all set up that way. They're all insiders. That's why you constantly see them on TV. Because if they're doing something against the so-called establishment, they wouldn't be on TV. And that was proven with Dave Chappelle, which he so-called got tested positive for the thing. But a couple of years ago, they blacklisted him. They blacklisted him. And they blacklisted this guy. Damn, I can't even think of his name. I was just watching him earlier today. The brother, he kind of act like Richard Pryor. I can't think of his name. It'll come back to me. But what he said was, we ain't scared no damn Illuminati. And you know what they did? They demonized him, and they blacklisted him. And you didn't see these guys anymore like you seen before. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden they got it one morning and it wasn't funny. No. Esau, the elite, chooses who would be on top and who would be on the bottom. So the sister that you see here, she was expressing that, because you have outright so-called racism, and then you have the subtle racism, where they say, well, no, I got 3 black friends. I got a black girlfriend, or I got a black this. But they really, like, if they had sons and daughters, they would not approve of their sons and daughters going out with so-called black people. They'll be friends to a point. So she let them have it, man. And instead of them saying you're right, you know, we have to do something about it, they were like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that happened, so let's move on. That happened a long time ago. But you know when reality is gonna hit you in the face, you Edomites? When you are shackled and chained, pursuant to the scriptures. And it's gonna start with your elite. Another reason why they don't let the Israelites, especially the one West is on, because the topic will come up as to what is the future of this current world, and we're going to tell them like it is. You're going to lock arms with the Russians, the former Soviet Union, and other nations. Jeremiah speaks about an assembly of nations, or an assembly of great nations shall come against you. Something's going to happen where you're going to get every nation that possesses these ICBM missiles. They're going to eventually shoot it on you because the Most High put it in their hearts to do so. But before that happens, you must be hit with the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. Whether it's the current right-sized chip that they're using today, or the technology is that they can make it so small that they can put it in a Maxine. And the Spirit is working with Jake, because Jake basically they having a hard time getting Jake to take it. Now I rode past this one place, it's a center when I do my runs, and it's a center what they use to give you the vaccination. And you see big lines lining up to get, you know, the jab, and they're all Edomites. They're all Edomites. They're Edomites, basically like middle class to older Edomites. And I'm looking to see if there's a Jake, if I can see a Jake in the crowd. I ain't see one Jake. And it might have been a Jake that I couldn't see. But if there was a Jake, I would say 99% of the people that were lined up were Edomites. A lot of older women, a lot of middle-class women, some middle-class men. But they were all Edomites. And I was looking at them, I was saying, these people ain't too goddamn smart. Now the Spirit is working with Jake not to take it. And that little stunt that you pulled, General Johanna, about go ahead and take it, we know what happened behind the scenes. But it backfired on you. It backfired on you. Because we made videos not, coming against what you said. And then you went on, Sarnetta's show, and you try to make Jake feel bad. And I'm looking at the comments, and every comment, I'll say 99% of the comments were all negative against you. And if you note, and I said this in the previous video, you notice he ain't saying nothing about that jab no more. Because that thing that he was going to do, that he actually did, to try to get Jake to take that thing, it backfired on him. And I don't got to tell you the first thing that popped in my mind about him. Anyway, like I said, I'll leave the link in the description box. You can watch this video. And she really, I got to give it to the sister, she really tore in on these Edomites, man. Like if they can have their way, they would kill her right on camera. So Jake is waking up, man. And you got to, payback is a bitch, E. Payback is a bitch. And when we get you where we want, when we finally get you, when we get you got your ass out in the field, you gonna feel it. Oh, you gonna be running, you gonna be hiding, and oh, you gonna be sweating. And that's an inside joke. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.